Hi, good morning, ladies. Today we're going to continue the first topic that we were discussing on Atomic Habits by James Clear. How to build habits, how to sustain the motivation, and how to keep on going. All right. So he talks about how to form habits and why we give up so easily. What are the four stages of building and sustaining those habits? Okay. So we're going to talk about the four simple steps of building a habit and how there's a habit loop, okay, and how we can implement this into our businesses, in our coaching businesses. Today, what kind of content can you create to attract your audience using these four simple steps to get into the minds of your audience? All right. So, four simple steps to build a habit. So, first, let's understand what a habit is. It's a behavior that is repeated enough times to become automatic, right? If you're doing something every single day at a certain time, um, you build it becomes automatic, right? You do it on autopilot. For example, you get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, and you brush your teeth. You can literally do that now, probably with your eyes closed. You can actually probably find the switch with your eyes closed. You can get into the bathroom, you can brush your teeth with your eyes closed. So it's become automatic. So your brain can do other things that are more productive or think about other things that are more productive, right? Maybe you're driving to work or driving to the grocery store. Literally, you can just like get there and have thousands of things in your mind. And that is literally like an autopilot work. Okay. So that is become a habit. We want to do this in order to reach our goals. We want to start building automatic habits into our routine in order for us to reach our ultimate goal. Okay, when we have a goal, we want to break it down into small little habits in order to get there, right? So there has to be a certain strategy, a certain habit building in order to reach that. Otherwise, you cannot expect to reach the top of the mountain, um, without having the steps to get there and the consistently taking those steps every single day to get there, right? All right. So he gives a really good example about how we train our minds to get into that habit. For example, he talked about training a cat. Um, he put him in the box, and then he had a button or a lever where they had to figure out a way to push the lever so it can get out of the box. So the first time he put the cat into the box, it took about like a few minutes for it to figure out where the lever was or where the button was to push and get out. But it kept on putting it inside, and the time started getting less. And the quickest was a few seconds. The cat was able to figure out where the button was and it escaped from the box immediately. So it's the same way when we implement new things, we try new ways, we do more challenges, we are conducting, maybe we're creating reels, or maybe we're creating content, maybe there's a certain system that you have writing your emails, a certain system when you're talking to your clients where some things work, some things don't. But when we keep on switching to different ways of trying that certain path, then we don't really understand which is the one that is the breakthrough, which is the one that's going to open the door, which strategy is going to open the door. Okay. So let's understand when he talks about the four simple steps to building a habit first and how this can help us to write content to get into the minds of our audience as well. Okay. So the four steps are cue, craving, response, and reward. Okay. So what is a cue? Okay. So cue is a trigger that your brain, it gives a trigger to your brain and initiates a behavior. It's a bit of information that predicts a reward. Okay. For example, you're walking down the street and you smell really sweet, the sweet smell of cinnamon, and it gives you a cue to your mind that you're hungry and you want to have something sweet, so you get into that bakery, and then you have the you have that baked cake or that Danish or whatever it is, and you give yourself that reward. Okay, so and your phone rings. Okay, your phone buzzes, so that's the cue. You have that craving to pick it up and see who has messaged you. So you pick it up. That's the response. You grab your phone and you read the text, and the reward is that you satisfy your craving by reading message and or seeing that like button, that someone has liked your post or someone has commented on your post. So it becomes associated with your phone ringing. Okay, so it goes back. It's this whole habit loop that we're going to talk about next. Um, Same way, what is a cue in your business that you can talk about in your content? Um, you want to trigger your audience's brain and create that craving. Okay, so um, and you want them to have that reward. Okay, so a cue could be something like um, you want them to feel the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings that are inside their brain. For example, if they want to lose weight, okay, what is it that is going on in their mind? They're feeling unhappy, they can't fit into their clothes, they don't look good, they feel unconfident, right? So those are the cues, those are the triggers that maybe they see a model, they see a beautiful girl with nice clothes on, maybe a bikini on. That's how they trigger you, right? So they trigger you by seeing an image. Not everyone has the same cues. Some people need to listen to something. Some people need to see something. Some people need to taste. Some people need to smell something in order to connect to those cues. Okay. But the cues are usually um, that predict rewards that are fame, money, love and relationships, some kind of personal satisfaction. But the ultimate, the pursuit for humankind, human beings, is our odds of survival and reproduction. Okay, so we want to tap into those cues when we're speaking to our audience. You want to really tap into those cues. What are those cues that would trigger them in order for them to take action? Okay, craving. There has to be a motivation, a desire to change. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to change, right? So, what is that ultimate? If they have that cue of, okay, they're unhappy with the way they look, they're not satisfied, they feel unconfident, they're depressed, they're sad, that they don't feel good, they can't fit into their clothes, they want to look good. What is the motivation? Okay, so if you say something like, okay, you give them a time limit, okay, 6 months. This is what's gonna happen once you start doing this. What is the desire that you want to put into building that habit for them? Okay, they don't want the habit, they want the transformation. Okay, so there has to be some kind of motivation, desire for them to change. Otherwise, there's no reason to act. So we crave the change in state, the transformation. So you want to show them the end result. When you speak to your audience, you want to show them, okay, once you start working with me, or after working with me, this is what the transformation is going to look like. This is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to feel. Maybe it's not just the outer being, but this is how you're going to feel. You're going to start feeling confident again. You're going to start believing in yourself again. Um, you will have the motivation to keep going, things like that. Okay, so they want to see that, they want to feel the emotions of the transformation. And they don't want to hear about what the things they need to do in order to get there. They want to just see the end result. They want to feel that end result. So, as I said, not everyone is triggered by the same cues. There's different thought processes for everyone, and there's different emotions for everyone. So, try different ways of connecting with your audience. Try to get into their heads when you speak to that particular person. See what kind of things that could be going on in your mind. maybe you are your last customer, you are your ultimate customer. So what would you be saying to your old self? What were the emotions that attracted you to change, that motivated you to change? What was that tipping point? What was that breakthrough moment? Okay, and talk about that. Response, the actual habit you perform, and this delivers the result. Okay, so you sign up for that masterclass. You learn something and you start implementing, and something shifted for your business. You got a response. You got someone to sign up to your workshop. You got someone to say yes to your challenge or to your coaching program. Okay, so that is the actual habit you perform, right? So the masterclass teaches you, for example, to be visible every single day on your reels, on your stories. And you start doing that, and you see the results. You see and you get a reward for that, and you're like, okay, so people are responding. So you build a habit. Okay, so this is working. I should be doing more of this, right? Reward. Okay, reward is satisfying your cravings. You're craving for the fame, you're craving to get money, you're craving for the relationships, you're craving for stability, you're craving for freedom. Um, so when a little bit, when you move one step forward in your habits and the response, you start performing and you get rewarded by getting the response. This teaches us that these actions are worth remembering, right? So this is how the whole loop begins. So if the behavior is inefficient in any of these four stages, it will not become a habit. Okay? Same thing. If any of these behaviors are insufficient, or if you've not touched upon these these things in your content as a coach, you will not um, attract your ideal client, right? So you want to touch upon these cues, you want to touch upon these triggers in your audience's brain to initiate the behavior to take action. There's a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration, but what is it? What do they want? Do they want the fame? Do they want the money? Do they want the relationship? Do they want the personal satisfaction? Do they want the freedom? And tap into that message for them to get that craving. Oh, okay, I need this in my life. I need this coaching program. I need this one-on-one coaching to change my life. Okay, and trying different categories, trying different ways to attract, okay? The habit loop. Okay? It goes into a circle, right? Let me see if I can show you I didn't put the picture on here, but it's the habit loop, okay? So once there's a cue, it creates a craving, that creates a response, and that creates a reward, and it goes back to the cue. Okay? The cue triggers a craving, which motivates a response, which produces a reward, which satisfies a craving, and ultimately becomes associated with a cue. So it's an endless feedback loop, right? So when you realize something needs to change, that is the problem. It's the cue and the craving. That is exactly what you want to address in your content with your potential clients. Okay, they need to realize firstly that something needs to change in their life. Maybe they don't even know that that needs to be changed. Maybe they've been doing something for a certain time for a very, very long time and they think it's correct. For example, let's go back to the dieting. They feel that dieting is going to be the solution to lose weight. But as a health and wellness coach, maybe you know that the underlying feelings, the emotions, the hurts, the pains that need to be released from the body in order for you to heal yourself inner world. You need to heal yourself in the inner world in order to see the results outside. Okay, so you need to help them be aware of that problem, that you think you need this, you think you need to be working out 24/7, dieting 24/7 in order for something to change, but it's actually another underlying cause. Okay, so you want to trigger them in your content, and you want to give them a solution, which is the response and reward. A little bit of solution that, okay, this is exactly what you need, and this is what I'm going to give you. Okay. So the solution is the response and the reward. So, for example, okay, you guys know I'm heading towards doing a 3-day challenge, which we're going to be doing October 19th to the 21st. So invite your friends. It's completely free. This is the first time I'm going to do a 3-day challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be a lot of activities at the end. For each day, there'll be an activity that you have to do in order for you to see the reward. Okay. Once you do it and you see the reward, your brain automatically gets you back to the cue, and then you start building the habit of doing it every single day. So the challenge is called Powerhouse Productivity Challenge. I see that, you know, being consistent, staying motivated, and just I see that a lot of people just being busy, just creating one after the other. But is it intentional? Is the creating intentional, or is just being busy and really not being productive? So that's what we're going to talk about in the 3-day challenge. So what happens in the challenge is that when you do these kind of challenges, or you do this kind of master classes, what you help the audience, what you want to help the audience do is create a reward. Okay, so after the 3 days, I want you to see some kind of result. You're going to feel a shift um, after doing the tasks every day. So your brain, it triggers your brain, oh, this is working. Okay, the door has opened from that box, and the cat is in the box, and you found the lever, and you pushed it, and now the door is opened. So you get that opportunity. Your brain is now triggered. Okay, this is working. And so then you come back, your audience comes back and say, okay, this person helped me reach this one goal. Now she'll be able to help me reach my other goals. And she's the go-to person. Okay, so that is the ultimate reason why people do challenges and why it's so effective. You want them to, for if you're a health and wellness coach, I'm going to go to that point again. You want to help them. Maybe you lose 5 pounds in 1 month. Maybe that's too much. Maybe even 1 pound, or to make them feel more energetic after they do a challenge with you. They will see the change in themselves, and they'll come back. It's pretty much guaranteed that they'll come back and they say, okay, I see that change. I got that reward after working with you for even just 3 days, which was completely free. So I want to learn more. Okay. So the purpose of every habit is to solve the problem you face. You want to focus on their problems. You want to pinpoint the problems and cue, that is the cue, and you want to trigger it. How can you use this information to drive your audience to take action? You want to use this, the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward, this cycle, to use in your content to get your audience. All right. So this is what I had to share with you guys today. And I want to ask you for the task today. What is the cue? What is the trigger that you want to, um, what that you want to initiate in your audience's brain? What is that trigger that you want to initiate? Is it you're going to be mentioning about freedom? Are you going to be talking about time that they're going to get after they work with you? Is it going to be personal satisfaction that they're going to get after working with you? What is it that they're going to ultimately receive? Okay, what is that ultimate transformation that they're going to feel emotionally, mentally, physically, maybe? Okay, and keep on touching upon that topic. Okay. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I invite you to share your responses, the comments below, and do invite your friends to this community so we can make this more productive. And I appreciate you being here. Once again, the challenge, I invite you all to come 3 days, Powerhouse Productivity Challenge, October 19th to the 21st. If you can't make it live, every day it's going to be 11 a.m. PT to 12 p.m. PT. You can join live, you can get the questions answered and everything. But if you can make it, I will be sending all the replays into your email with the tasks every day. If you do the tasks and you watch the trainings, there will be a prize. Okay, I'm not going to disclose the prize then because it's a surprise. All right. On the day one, I'm going to disclose what it is, what you're going to be getting as the prize. I encourage you to tell your friends, your colleagues to join. It's going to be so much fun. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys next week.